this area, your high school, your position, and what your plans are for the future.
I'm Noah Darden. I train at Smart Tents with Coach Ronnie. I went to West Forsyth High School. I play Division One baseball at West Georgia in the ASUN Conference, and I'm a sophomore in my sophomore year right now.
Excellent, excellent. So we definitely want to pick your brain. We stay here for an hour. Hopefully the guys will pick your brain. I know I want to. I want to get an idea what's going on right now and where you are physically and mentally with D1 baseball. All right. So we're just gonna work our way down the screen. Um, at this point of the call, everybody else knows each other. So Connor, well, it says Connor, Donovan, and just goes from there. Why don't you guys briefly introduce yourselves so we'll all be on the same page, and then we'll get into the next segment of the meeting. Connor, then Donovan.
I'm Connor. I go to St. Pius ex-Catholic school, and I play baseball at Smartens.
Hi, my name is Donovan. I go to Campbell High School and I play at Five Star Baseball.
Gino.
I'm Gino. I go to Denmark High School and I play with Georgia Jackets.
I'm gonna say, oh, Karen. Go ahead, Karen.
Hey, my name's Kieran. I go to Druid Hills High School, and I play for 404 baseball.
I'm not sure if Cam's here. Cam, if you're here. Yeah, I think he might be, he might not be able to talk. He said something, he sent a message earlier. What up, Sean?
Hey, um, my name's Sean. I go to Johns Creek High School and I play for TGD backs.
All right, all right. So the way we flow next is we're gonna go into any announcements that I might have, and we're gonna talk about the announcement I do have. I put it in the chat or made a video about it, the MVP program. I'm gonna break that down a little later. But that's really all I have. And I'm gonna try to work this with you guys. I'm gonna start going to games, and I'm starting this with the younger guys first, but I like to do with y'all. I'm gonna go to games when I can and like interview the guys afterwards and make videos for social media. So I want to do that with y'all too. So let me know if that's something you guys feel cool about. In the chat, give me a 1 if you're down with me coming to your games, watching it at the end, trying to and just getting a idea of where you were mentally during the game, whether you won, lost, 0 for 4, 4 for 4. And like I said, I'll put it on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that stuff. So like I said, drop a 1 if you're cool with that. And if not, I totally get it. All right, so those are 2 announcements. We announced Noah. Do we have enough people to talk about we're missing Kenneth. So I think we have everybody's here. Is Devin here? Oh shoot, let me see. Because if Devin's here, we can do the accountability thing. Let me shoot him a text real quick. Devin. All right, we'll see. Because if we can get everybody here with Cameron's not here. Okay. Micah's not here. Okay, screw it. Never mind. We'll try to get everybody here eventually. So, weekly wins. So this is how it goes from here, Noah. Basically, we're going to summarize everybody's week, see how it went mentally and physically. Guys, if you're playing, just briefly touch on it, which is the majority of you guys. If you're playing right now, briefly touch on it. Be specific with your wins, but briefly touch on how your week went if you're playing games. And we'll dive into that discussion deeply later during during the call. So we'll follow the same format. We'll start with whoever's at the top of the list. Let me expand it. It says, yeah, Connor first. Let's cam up, guys, so we can see each other. Cam up so we can see each other. It goes Connor, Gino, Kieran, then I guess Cam if he's here, and Sean and Donovan if when he comes back. So Connor, the floor is yours.
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. My favorite athlete would probably be.
Oh, you're reading the agenda. Just go over your week. Yeah, just go over your week. That's my
Okay.
bad. Yeah, just go over your week, but don't go, like I said, don't go into detail. Just summarize the week real quick, but definitely go into detail with your weekly win.
Well, my week was good. We played 3 games. We won them all, and I journaled every night, and it was good. It helped me really just cool down and get ready to sleep. And I meditated a few mornings that I felt I needed it, and just helped me, relax, and like days I had a test, relax and just get ready for the day ahead of me.
Okay. Any weekly wins? Anything that went well for you?
Yeah, I played good. Um, I was in the right headspace all week, so I think that was good.
All right. Anything specific? It could be grades. It can be,
Um,
hit a home run. It can be anything.
I mean, I did go to my tests and my quizzes for the week, so I think that's a pretty big win.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Let me see who's next. And well, like I said, I want to dive deeper in that stuff later. Gino, you're next. What do you have?
We played 3 games this week. We went 2-1, and now we're first in region.
Oh,
I would say the win was in game 3. I finally got right into the back headspace and had 3 barrels in the final of the week, which is a pretty good note to end off of. And then I've been training all week or all weekend to continue that.
excellent. So y'all are #1 in the region?
Yeah, we're 5-1.
Dang, y'all on fire, huh?
Yeah, we haven't played good teams though. We blew a game.
Wow.
We had 8 errors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was ugly.
All right. Well, hey, clean it up and go do your things. Kieran, what do you have?
I had a pretty good week. I pitched some more, had my second and third outings back from my injury. We went one. We also played 3 games, 1 win, and I think my favorite part is meditation.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Anything specific? Any specific wins? Grades? Anything? Good outing?
Yeah, I've had. I think they've still kept me short leash. I pitched 2 out of the 3 games, and 4 scoreless innings.
Okay.
All good
4
pitching.
scored is in. There you go.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
nice. I don't think Cam's with us. So Donovan, let's go.
What's called? I had a pretty good week. What's called? Baseball wise, I went pretty good at the plate. Mainly hit this whole week. And for school wise, I mean, I got an A on my math test again. So that'll probably be my win for this week.
Nice. Excellent. Sean, let's hear some wins.
Yeah, I think my weekly win would be been trying to do as much meditation whenever I can to get in the right headspace. I think it's been working pretty well. Been helping me in games, out of games, just in my daily life. Baseball wise, we played a couple games, went 1-1 on the weekend. Wasn't my best day, but not even pitching wise. Like I threw a lot of strikes, not even that it was my fault. They were just hitting the baseball well this weekend. So it wasn't my best, but decent week.
That's baseball, right? That's pretty much baseball right there. So shout it out. So Noah, you have an idea of how this part of the call flows. Talk to us about, you guys, how you played this week and any wins you had.
This week I played well. I got back to swinging out the first pitch. Got a lot better with that. I was being really passive. So I'd say the win of the week was I swung a lot of first pitches, got a lot of barrels. Felt good about my swing. So I ended up hitting a home run. So that's a pretty big win of the weekend.
Oh, nice. That's what we like, folks. Bombs. We love bombs around here. All right. So we got our wins lined up. Now we dive deeply into our game performance mentally and physically. I'm gonna just now, Connors, everybody here, be specific as you can about, oh, Mike is here. Okay, cool. Be specific as you can about your mental approach to the game, the minute you got off the bus, the minute you got in the vehicle. Where were you mentally? If you had some hiccups along the way, what was the hiccup? How'd you battle through the hiccup? How'd you end the game? Were you in your head the whole time? Or did you find yourself in your head, use some of the techniques, and just moved on? So, Connor, let's hear your, in detail analysis of those three games. Like I said, how you felt getting off the bus? What'd you do to get your mind right? If you had hiccups, talk about it in detail so we can help you fix it. And go ahead and take the floor.
Yeah, well, I felt good all week physically. Mentally, I had a lot of homework, so that was kind of that was a lot, but I got it done, and I got my sleep, so that was good. And we didn't play any away games, but so after school, I did my routine, and I felt good mentally, which was good. And then I played good. I was like 5 for 7, I think. My ABs through the week, so that was pretty good. We actually broke the record in the school for the best start, so that was really good. We celebrated that a little bit. So
Tell everybody.
yeah. What'd you say?
Tell the guys. Tell the guys.
Well, we're 16-0 right now, so
16-0, guys. Shout him
That's
out in the chat. Shout him out in the chat. Give him a little fire. 16-0. You said you did your routine. What's your routine?
well, I listen to music, and I do my own little stretching routine before we hop into our own team stuff, which has been helping, making sure I'm fully loose before I start to play, which I think really helps.
Heck yeah, it does. Heck yeah, it does. And what's the music do for you?
It just relaxes me, it calms me down, just gets me in the right headspace, focusing on what I need to do, and focusing on what's about to come in the game, and not about really anything else happening.
Yeah. So when we talked earlier, you said you got in your head a little bit. Talk about that.
Well, I was stressed a little bit. I had some deadlines for schoolwork, so I was had to get that done. So that was a little stressful, but I got through it. I finished my work, and I went out there and played.
Okay. If you could sum up your program right now, what you're using. It could be meditation, it could be affirmation, whatever it is. You can sum up, give us a specific summary of your program that you're using right now. That's it.
Well, I'd say the main thing I do very, very consistently is just journal every night. Just kind of looks back on my day, summarizes what I did good, what I didn't do good, what I should maybe improve on, and what I should keep doing the same. And it just helps me break down my day and just let me know, just give me feedback on what I need to do.
Yes. That's awesome, dude. Awesome. Love that. Love journaling. That's a big one. All right, appreciate that. Same. All right, Gino, let's hear your story.
So I started off. So I was coming off a really good week against Lambert, and I started the series 0 for 7 with 6 punches, and I was livid, and I lost my mental. I was losing my. I felt like I was losing my mind, and Thursday night, finally sat down, I journaled, breathed, meditated, kind of just trusted myself, and came out on Friday and had 3 really good swings against a pretty good arm. Schoolwork, I mean, I pushed back my work more than I should have, and I was stressing all throughout the week to get everything done. And I do want to get better about meditating and journaling, though. I've kind of stepped away from that, and I think that's when my mental was really good and consistent. That's when I felt like it was better. It's when I was journaling.
When you said you lost your mind, talk to us about that. What led up to that?
I just, I don't think nobody likes striking out, and when you do it multiple times, especially someone that isn't used to striking out. I felt like I lost the mental approach and was trying to do too much on something that could have been a single, and was trying to do way too much and just stressing myself out.
Okay, so that's when you were in that place. What'd you do specifically to get out of that place?
Really just breathe and watch old videos of success like the week before. Just like
Mm.
trusting myself, knowing it's there, like not changing anything, or at least changing my approach. That's the only thing I changed with my approach.
So how do you, for the people here and people watching later, how do you what's trust yourself consist of for you?
Just going back and going through all the late nights that I've swung, or all the good days that I've had, just kind of trusting that I have a good swing and that my swing is going to be better than the pitcher on the mound.
So going into the next game, be it tomorrow, be it Wednesday, what's your mindset right now?
That I'm better than the pitcher, and he isn't gonna. I'm gonna find a barrel regardless of where the pitch is thrown. It's kind of. I'd probably use a more vulgar word, but kind of just that kind of mentality, probably like an FU mentality.
Mhm. Solid, solid. Whatever works, whatever gets you in that space. That's what. Are you so you said the techniques you need to get better at what? You said you need to get better at what again? As far as the techniques?
I want to get better on journaling and meditating, because I
Okay.
think at one point I think I had like a 3-month stretch where I was journaling consistently, and then I just completely stopped doing it.
Mm, okay.
And like the morning routine, I got away from my morning and night routines. I felt like, that's when I started to, my mental wasn't consistent.
Exactly. And you know what happens is that we talked about it before, decision fatigue. When you're following these routines, everything's laid out for you. You know, there's things that can cause a person to scramble around in the morning. Oh, my clothes, oh, my books, oh, my practice clothes, whatever. When you're on those routines, everything's structured, so you have less frying or space up here. You have more space up here to focus on what you need to focus on. But you literally waste space, waste energy up here when you have so many more decisions to make, right? So look at it for that perspective as well when you're following that structured routine. That just leads you to what the potential success on the field and in the classroom. That sets you up for that. Because you might not even pay attention to it right away. You know, well, my routine was off and I get all the way on the field, now my performance is off, you know? And that's a good reason to journal, because what happens when you journal, you find these things, right?
Right.
It's like you're writing a book about yourself. So yeah, that's a good observation. Get back after it with the routine, get back after it with the meditations and the journaling, and things will fall into place. Good stuff, good stuff. Donovan, what about you?
Let's see. I mean, overall, for most of my games, I just go in there with my like same mindset that I'm better than the player, better than pitcher. I'm better. I'm the best one on the field. And what's called, I don't let myself get too high, get too low. I just go up there, do what I can, what I normally do. Then don't try and get in my head.
Do you have any specific techniques that you use?
So on the way to the game, I normally listen to music. And what's called, I start off with my like before game, like pre-game. I just do a nice run around the field real quick, just to, like get my mind ready for the game. And yeah, just pretty much just try and keep my mind at ease the whole time before a game.
When you hit a roadblock or a bump in the road, how do you deal with that?
Normally I go back, think on it for like for a little bit of time, like not for the whole inning. I'll think about it for whatever happened that at bat or that play. Think on it, readjust, and just try and fix it next time, or try and fix it when it happened before it happens again.
Gotcha. All right, Karen, you're new to the whole program, but I'll talk to you. Let's talk afterwards to get an idea where you are, you know, with the program, with week and what you're learning. But what specific techniques are you using right now? And I know you're just getting back. How's your mental? How are you dealing with any bumps in the road and just be specific as you can with the techniques and how you cope with challenges.
Um, yeah, I feel like my mental's pretty good, especially since I'm playing now, and I've been able, like day by day, I've been able to do more and more things, so it's good. Like besides pitching, but for the program, yeah, like I said, I think meditating is my favorite, with journaling being second. Like in terms of like kind of like relaxing, or like yeah.
You
But
say, go ahead.
or sorry, the earlier this week I got sick on like Wednesday and Thursday, so I wasn't really able to do
Well,
much then. But yeah,
um, do you have a routine that you do? We might have talked about this before. A routine that you do right before the game. Do you have anything you do before the game and after the game?
nothing said. You said we were gonna talk about it, and then we never did.
Okay.
You said
Let's
you
talk about
okay?
yeah, I put a general one in the chat last week,
Yeah,
but let's talk about it a little bit after this. I'll share it with you. We can discuss it.
all right, sir.
Is this Noah or somebody new? This iPhone? Noah, is that you? Okay, yeah.
It might be me. Yeah.
Yes, you, yeah. I'm saying this is your first time hearing this stuff, or so I'm curious, are you doing some of this stuff on your own? Talk about
Um, I guess the mental approach side, yes, but not like the journaling or meditation stuff. No, not that stuff.
okay. Well, talk to us about what you do mentally.
Usually throughout the week, when I know who I'm gonna play, I try to look up like who the pitchers I'm gonna be facing before we come out with the scouting report, just so I can get a mental note on who I'll be facing throughout the week, or like in a midweek or something like that, or usually the weekend guys, usually though, and seeing like their stats, and it helps me be get, like a sound mind about how confident I'm gonna be throughout the week, who I need to attack, or what like sides of the plate, if I have to split the plate in half, or if I'm gonna have to if I have to overcomplicate something or work on something throughout the week. So that's usually what I do. And then usually just try to work on stuff that I know that they're gonna throw, and look over video, and just be ready for what they're gonna throw during the week.
Wait, when you come into, mental, like a physical or slump can lead to a mental problem or vice versa. You can be mentally jammed up and it comes out on your performance, or it could be the other way around. How do your challenges manifest? And when they do, how do you deal with it?
Well, I wouldn't say like it was a slump, but I would say I was definitely getting in my head. I was started out really hot, and then I started keep barreling balls. But my thing was a results based. I was out of results based mindset, and so I would barrel up balls. People would dive and catch them. They would take away hits from me, and big time hits that would help the team. So then I was trying to guide hits. So I kind of got in a little mental space, and then I started doing that, and it wasn't working. So then I got in my head about it, and then I finally got out of it. Though I went home, and I just on an off day. I was lucky enough to get home because I don't live far from college. But I went home and just went to the old place where I go hit, and really just trusted in myself, and like looked at old video, and just locked in on what I know I can do, and knowing that I can get out of this, and then just be ready to swing.
Solid, solid. Is that so that's your basically how you deal with the challenges when they come up?
Or just like not even just going home, just like just being alone and just swinging alone. Like even if it's off the tee alone,
Mhm.
and just doing something alone that just helps me trust in myself, don't have to talk to anybody, just focus on what I want to do.
Yeah, yeah. Solid, solid. You try Cam one more time. I think he's here, but I don't think he can talk or something like that. Cam, you there? All right, let's go to Sean. So Sean, we talked a couple times and you mentioned it here, how meditation is your thing.
Yeah.
Um, can you get specific about what that does to enhance your game or enhance your mentality?
Yeah, so I think this week for me is a great example of just baseball. Um, cause so what it does for me, I think meditation for me, it like fully just calms my whole body down. It makes me um be present, it like helps me understand that like I'm no worse than these players I'm facing. They're no better than me. Also just helps me like be relaxed, be fluid when I'm playing, not get too stuck up or stiff. Just know that I can. I'm a great ball player, so it really just helps me mentally just be ready for whatever happens during the games.
Awesome, awesome. And Noah, you guys already know this. You guys learn different techniques throughout the 8-week program. And it's all about you just putting your own program together what works for you. And that's how it works how it's going to work through your baseball career, right? I use the analogy of how you guys have a tool belt, and each level, each coach that you're going to be under, they're going to have something that works for you and things that don't work for you. Take what works for you, put it in that toolbox, and just move on. All right, because when you get to where Noah is, when Noah gets to where he wants to go, you have to have a full toolbox. You have to have your foundation as an athlete. We always talk about that. If you're a guy that needs to stay back longer, you're a guy that needs to go the other way. When you're in the box, you have to know those things and then figure the rest out, right? Talk about this all the time, with the famous Mike Tyson quote, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face. When you get punched in the face, do you have a foundation? As a boxer, you get knocked, you get lit up, you're in the corner. Okay, well, I got knocked out because I dropped my left hand, and I know if I do that, I can get knocked out. All right, my uppercut was off. Okay, so I gotta watch my left hand and watch my uppercut. Now I'm gonna go in there and put him to sleep because that's your foundation. Know who you are as an athlete, as a baseball player. All right, Micah, here we go.
We're going over our mental and physical parts of the week.
Well, we're just going, yeah, in detail. Like I'll say it like this. You know, during the week, dive deeply into the techniques that you use, how it benefited you, and how you get over, when you get in your head or any challenges that come up.
Sure. Well, I've actually really had a rough week last week. We played 3 games, made 2 errors in back-to-back games. It's like the same error. It's kind of weird. So that was really tough. But then I got over in the 3rd game of the series. But from that aspect, like getting over it, like people have said before, journaling really helps me. And then positive affirmations, because like I can get really negative on myself. So getting out of that negativity quick. The affirmations help with that.
Okay, so do you feel that's a system you have in place? Like challenge, challenge, journal, let go. Channel,
Yes, sir. Yeah.
affirmation, journal, let go. That's a system that you use and you feel confident in and it works. Okay. Awesome, awesome. That's what it's all about. Again, the tool belt scenario. Whatever works for you. And someday that's just gonna piss you off and you're gonna feel like it's not gonna work. It's not working, I should say. And that's where you can talk to me. I'll talk you through that. But you can look into other techniques, but you're always trying to find that thing that worked for you, right? You're always trying to find that thing that brings you back to, we always say, your homeostasis. All it is you're out of balance. People have different programs. This program is all about balance and homeostasis. I was talking to somebody, I think it was Gino, about love and hate. You ever heard that saying, there's a thin line between love and hate? You heard that before, right? The law of polarity, I talked about that before. You have love right here at one side of the line of polarity, then you have hate right next to it, right? You want to live right here. To have a positive relationship, you want to live right here in the middle, the balance point, right? But what we tend to do, we tend to swing too far over here, swing too far over here. Next thing the relationship is destroyed. Same thing with your sport. I think we're all baseball here. 4 for 4 is here. 0 for 4 is right here. They're always right next to each other. So even if you go 4 for 4, you still got to come back to this point. And obviously, if you go 0 for 4, you have to come back to this point, right? So that's what this program is about. All you guys are doing is learning different techniques to bring you back to your homeostasis. And don't lose. And also, your foundation is your personality type. Don't sleep on that. If you want to be reminded of why you do what you do, that's why you pick up the phone. Because that's what I'm always gonna go back to. I'm gonna remind you who you are, right? Then we're gonna peel away the layers of the onion till we figure out what the real problem is. It's always a why deeper than I struck out. Always a why deeper than that. Something before that started that when you got into your head. We gotta pull away the layers of the onion, get to that, answer that why, fix that why, then we move on. All right. So let's see where we are on the agenda here. We covered everybody there. In season, this is just something I threw together because I think you cannot speak enough on in season lifting. I told you my perspective on that. You have to lift during the season. It makes no sense to bust your asses all off season and the season begins and you're like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna shut it down. Makes no sense. It's not logical, right? Now, what we have to discuss is what we discussed in the past is how do you approach lifting during the season? And it's all about cutting back on the volume. We talked about this last week. You have to cut back on your volume, cut back on the reps, cut back on the sets. So you can increase the rate a little bit because when we increase the rate properly and have the proper resistance, and you lift consistently, soreness is minimized because it's a neural effect more than a muscle physiology, can't say it, physiology, that word, effect. All right. So when I say neuro, your nervous system, right? Your nervous system is doing a lot of work. When it's heavier, the resistance is a little heavier and the reps are lower. We're working our nervous system. And that's a situation during the end season. You do not want to fatigue your nervous system. Your nervous system is everything. Your nervous system is you guys running. Your nervous system is you guys swinging. Your nervous system is you guys pitching. We can't tax that as much. So we have to reduce the overall volume. Yes, increase the weight, and then we work on that finding that those proper sets, reps and sets, which is usually 3 to 4. 3 to 4 is a safe place to be, and you really don't need to go much higher than 6 reps in season. All right. Now nutrition, we talked about this a lot during the off season. You guys aren't doing the long all day tournaments yet, but you are doing your high school. You're away from, you don't have a lot of food in front of you with those long days. Just wake up early, school. Some of you might lift. Wake up early, possibly lift, school, game. Briefly, we don't want to, what time? It's 8:44. Briefly talk about how you deal with your nutrition. And I want to compare that to how Noah deals with his nutrition so you guys can hear what it's like in a D1 setting. Don't spend a lot of time, maybe 1 minute for everybody. Connor, you go ahead and we'll just go around the screen. Go ahead, Connor. Nutrition.
For my nutrition, I'd say I definitely hydrate throughout the day. Given what I eat, probably wouldn't be the same. I don't really control what I eat, which I probably should, but I do make sure I'm hydrated through the day because that's a key part into making sure I can play.
You think you eat enough?
Yeah, I think I do eat enough, but sometimes on Fridays now it's kind of hard to eat because it's Lent, I can't eat meat, so it gets a little more difficult on what I can eat and what I can't eat. So
Gotcha. Supplements, supplements. Shakes, you can't go wrong with shakes. If you want to talk about the clean shakes, I have recommendations for that. Just let me know. I market those, so we can talk about that. But if you can get some from me. But if that's not the case, you want to just know what the cleanest shakes are, the one that's gonna give you just your bang for your buck, and it's gonna translate to the field as far as your performance. Let me know. That's for everybody. If you want to know the best shakes out there, let me know. Donovan, real quick, nutrition.
For nutrition, for during the school day, I normally eat. I wake up early, like 6. So I make sure to fix me up like a sandwich for during the day because I have weight training. So my weight training class is my third period class, so it's right before lunch. And so I make sure to eat something. I make sure to eat something like second period, so I have energy for third period. And then throughout my lunch period, I get like maybe just like a light snack, nothing heavy, but then just water for the rest of the day. A tune dinner.
What about game days?
Game days, I try and what's called. I don't bring a like snack for game days because they bring us food ourselves. So I normally eat something light during lunchtime, and then because later I'm gonna eat something at game day. So or like before the game, so I eat something real light at lunchtime, and actually be able to eat something before the game.
Okay. I'm not even gonna ask what type of, well, I'm curious, what type of food is that? They bring you like Chick-fil-A, what do they bring you?
Sometimes, yes. I don't try and eat my whole sandwich though. Like I'll get like a half of the sandwich and then I'll give it up to one of my friends or something.
Mhm. All right, Micah, how about you?
I've been meal prepping, which has been really beneficial. But game day specifically, I like to eat like carb, like protein, but not protein bars, granola bars before the right before the game to get some carbs or like just granola. And then during the game, I always eat a pickle. That's kind of my routine. Um, and then just extra hydration after the game.
Wow, I like the meal prepping. Shout out to that. Kieran, I know you're just starting. Let's give us what you're doing for that nutrition.
Well, I've actually been meal prepping also, and
Nice.
yeah, but I don't really do anything out of the ordinary on game days. It's
Yeah.
mostly just the same thing.
When you eat your last meal?
Before game,
Before the game?
yeah, I try to do it like at most like an hour and a half before
Okay,
the game.
solid. That's solid. Sean, what about you?
So during like any day, game day or normal, I try to hydrate a lot, drink as much water during the day. I go for like a pretty like protein heavy breakfast. Um, and then like a very light lunch. Typically for lunch, I've been doing just like a big bowl of fruits, a little bit of protein on the side, just because I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight before summer. So then on game days, the school gives us meals, so I just have a little bit of something before the game just to get some energy. But typically, I eat my dinner after, like my last meal. I eat dinner after the game. I try and keep it light before the games. And then I just like I've noticed I drink like a lot of water during games, just to stay hydrated. Drink good amount of water, just really throughout the day.
Okay. You guys, hey, I'm proud of you guys. And I'm curious, put this in the chat. We don't have time for anything else. Let me know in the chat, what about your teammates? Are they, do they overall, do they pay attention to the nutrition? Thumbs up, they do. Thumbs down, they don't. In the chat. Gino, how about you in nutrition?
I take nutrition pretty seriously. Also, it's really hard on Fridays, especially with game day. I can't eat meat as well. Especially with games too. Like you don't want to drink a lot of water during the game or eat just because you don't want to go use the restroom in the middle of the game. So I need to get better about on game days. But off of game days, I drink a gallon of water for creatine, and I try to have my body weight in protein in grams.
Wow.
So
Solid. Love it. Love it. All right. Since Cam can't communicate, Noah, talk about your nutrition situation. But again, this is D1. Talk to the guys how I'm assuming you're provided with a lot of stuff. Give them an idea how that works at that level.
Honestly, we are not really provided with the most nutritional advice and stuff like that. Honestly, just for where we are right now. I have to kind of take it serious myself. Before, I really didn't think it was a big thing, and then I went through last year, which was my first college season, and I was like, I probably need to start eating better. I was still fat, stuff like that, but just like on a tired level, and on like how my body feels level, I definitely need to start paying attention to it more. So then, I started working on it, and just like I'm not a big like cook guy and meal prep guy, which I probably need to, but like I just have a better understanding on what I can eat and what I don't need to eat and like what's okay on like an off day versus what's okay when you're about to play a 3 game series the whole weekend. So I've started eating a lot more greens and stuff like that, a lot more protein and paying attention to what I eat and what I don't eat. But we're not really provided with the craziest like nutrition stuff like that. We kind of got to do it on our own, just at West
Right.
Georgia. So yeah.
Gotcha. Micah, what's our boy on Instagram, the college guy that prepares all the meals? You know that guy? We talked about him multiple times. I have no idea what his handle is.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I saw a video. I don't know his name, but
Yeah.
I saw a video yesterday of him.
Oh, you did? If you could, I'll look too. We'll both look. If you find them, Micah, drop them in the group chat on the website. I'll do the same, and we'll get that over to you, Noah. But the guy has good information, and it's typical college situation. You just make the best of what you can afford. He's going to wherever, Kroger or whatever, buying the organic stuff. Keeping the food clean as possible. From this point on, you have to think of nutrition as one thing: fuel. Period. You either put 93 in the engine or you're putting 87 in the engine. 93 is going to have you feeling at the top of your game. You guys got to play double headers, whatever, you're out there all day. 93 is going to have your mind clear, your nervous system firing, enabling you to perform at your highest level. The bottom line is the mind and body have to perform at that high level. This right here is 80% glucose. 80%, because when sugar crashes up here, that's a problem, right? 80% glucose is needed up here to keep the engine flowing. So keep that in mind as well. You gotta have those your sugar, what's the word I'm looking for? Your sugar cannot be crashing, peaks and valleys in your sugar. You have to maintain that. Carbs, right? So think of it as fuel going in the engine. Stay away from processed foods as best you can. We talk about this all the time. What these guys are going to be prepared for when travel ball starts, they're over at Lake Point or East Cobb all day, and then they have their break during the middle of the day. Are they going to go like everybody else eating Chick-fil-A? Or are they going to say, you know what, it's concessions, but let me get this chicken salad. It's the best I can do. So we just want to make those, and everybody else is drinking soda, you're drinking water, or you're drinking, some type of sports drink. Even though most of them are garbage, that's still better than what they're drinking, the Coca-Cola, the Pepsi, whatever. That stuff that doesn't serve them, the stuff that compromises the engine. All right, so, but for this moment on, you gotta think, it's kind of time to make that decision. Am I gonna go with the 87? I'm gonna go with the 93, all right? And I see a bunch of people, Donovan's the only one that seems to have his teammates pay attention to nutrition, and that's what I kind of expected. Most of you guys have been here for a minute. I want you guys to start to notice the differences between where you are mentally and physically and where your guys are. And you don't have to answer this, but are guys really truly prepared mentally and physically before the games, your teammates, your competition, or they just, joked around in the dugout? Start to pay attention to these things so you can really appreciate the work you're putting in and how it translates to the field and your performance, right? So we talked about in-season nutrition. Okay, I have to grab my book really quick. Want to go over the MVP program. I love this for you guys because you guys are ready for this. Hold on. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Let me cam back up real quick. All right, cool. So this is something you just can't introduce from day one. You have to understand where you are as an athlete, or be in the process of ready to take that journey of understanding who you are as an athlete and different aspects of who you are as an athlete, right? Yeah, you should know your foundation at this point, but we have to dive deeper into that, all right? And the MVP program, want to be working on this moving forward. MVP stands for your mission. Your mission is your personal statement of purpose. The why you do what you do. Missions have no finish line. All right. So we're going to start working on that mission. It's always evolving, right? But what we're doing moving forward, we're going to work on your mission. Again, your mission is your personal statement of purpose. The why you do what you do. All right. And then we'll go over your vision. Your vision is a list of outcome goals you are after. Visions have clear finish lines. When creating a personal vision, we will select vision/goals for the areas of energy, service, and family. We'll break down each of these 3 categories into subcategories that can help adjust to more specifically fit the needs of your client. They're talking to me because it's part of certification. Well, you don't need to hear that last sentence. So, and the P, core principles. Your core principles are the core values or character traits that you are intentionally going to live, that make you, then it's in capitals, you, and provide the best, okay, I got it. To live that make you, and provide the best chance for success in achieving your mission and vision, your core principles, all right? So we're going over those 3 letters and those 3 aspects of you as a person and as an athlete. We're gonna come up with your mission, we're gonna come up with your vision, your core principles, and you're gonna have your MVP for now. Because like I said, a lot of this stuff is evolving. I say all of it's evolving. All of it's evolving, right? You know, even the vision, he says the vision has a concrete ending. I can see that, but I still can see some change in that as well. Life changes, so you might have to change your vision, but that's what our goals are next week moving forward, the next few weeks moving forward. We're gonna go over missions, right? And work our way down that list. So that is it. I'm excited about that. I'm gonna post each lesson in the website like we do right now, like we do with the agenda and anything else. And if I have something done, a couple days before the meeting, I'll post it well in the website as well. All right. So that's about it. We have a minute, so let's fly through. We conclude right here, Noah, with the weekly mantra. The mantra is just a positive saying, how we're going to end the week and crush our academics and crush our performance on the field. Connor, we start with you and go straight down the screen. Here we go.
I'd probably say my weekly mantra is to be better than last week, and
Excellent.
be better every day, and just get better at what I need to do and what I should do every day.
Solid. Gino,
Consistency.
there it is, the C word. Love it. Kieran,
You gotta have that work day in and day out.
yes, sir. Micah,
Trust the process and don't look back.
yes, love that. Donovan,
Keep working hard and don't ever stop.
there you go. Sean,
I would say just because this week was a little bit rougher, just get back to yourself, stay in yourself.
yes. And Noah,
Just with 4 games this week, just staying ready, staying focused, and just trusting what you can do and what you know how to do, and just play the game.
awesome. All right. So that's it, guys.